I first read up about this course, I was very nervous because I didn't want to have to write an 8-page paper every single day. I'm not a bad writer, but I also know that the workload of college classes can be a lot sometimes. After the first day, I knew that probably wasn't going to be the case. I was excited for the class because I was able to express my creativity that I wasn't able to show off in other classes and even in my high school classes. Like I said, I was a stronger writer before the class, but I never really was able to show that. High school classes don't compare to college classes, so Project 1 was a big jump from my traditional essay-style project. I think it was a perfect transition between the very structured in-class writing style, where on Monday you would write a paragraph, then on Tuesday you would write a paragraph. I hated that. So when given more freedom, it was great to be able to knock it out and have great people in my class read it over and give great, insightful feedback, so I was able to go home, fix it up. Project 1 wasn't as blocky as high school style, but I was able to do it, then go back and fix it, and then make it better the next time around. Project 2 was another different look at projects. I was really able to look deep into who I was and really what makes me, me. I took a step back and said, what in my life really represents who I am? And if I took it out, then what would I be a different person? I came to the conclusion that it was my faith. My Christian faith makes up about 99% of how I act and how I react to things around me. So I was thinking about what represents my faith the best, and the simple answer was going to be my Bible. But I don't have as much of a personal connection with that as I do with the other item I picked, and that was my chain or my necklace. If you didn't read my project, then my chain is an item that has meaning that is fourfold. It represents my faith because it has a pendant on it that is the thorny crown that Jesus wore when he was being crucified. It represents my connection to my siblings because my brother gave me the pendant. He has the same one. And my sister because she gave me the chain as part of a birthday gift 3 years ago. Moreover, it represents counterculture in a way that sometimes the cross necklace gets misused in culture as more of a fashion piece, taking the meaning out of it. It also represents a renewal of who I am versus who I was now. When I was given the necklace, I was going through a very rough patch, so when I think about the necklace, it shows me getting over that hard time. So clearly, this was a project that I had a lot to write about, which was what made this project fun for me. It made me look really deep into who I was and express more about who I am on the inside. Moving on to Project 3, I was very nervous about this project because this was the first project that it wasn't going to be an MLA project format. I had to actually go into the world and talk to people. But I think this is what made me grow the most in my personal writing skills and my project making skills. But contrary to what I thought, this was actually much easier than I expected. During break, I was able to go back to where I worked this time last year. I had a lot of people at the clinic that I worked with who were more than happy to help me out and give me their responses to my questions. The rest of the project for me was relatively straightforward. Finding a scholarly textbook and article wasn't hard because the MSU library has countless books on vet med. The number one problem I had with this project was the formatting of the project. Using Pictochart and Canva was difficult for me because I am not very good with computer usage. I'm great at making paper projects and writing it all out and drawing pictures, but when it comes to using apps similar to those, it's harder. So it just took me a second to get a hang of that software, but after that, it was basically smooth sailing. Project 4, on the other hand, I had the most fun doing, because lifting is my passion, and I didn't realize I knew so much about it. Project 4 was the remix project, and I chose to remix my Project 1. My outlook on this project was to take Project 1 and amplify it or pump it up times 5 and give an explanation of my favorite exercises and how to do them safely and effectively. I was able to show my knowledge in a fun way. During the project, I had my girlfriend videotape me in my home gym. I went through and showed my favorite exercises like bench press and squat, curls and extensions, calf raises, pull-ups, etc. After this was all recorded, I went onto an editing software called CapCut. It is a free editing software that I've used before to edit down the video and create a movie. Each project got better and more fun as we went along, but there was one reoccurring problem that I noticed in each project, and that was procrastination. Every project came super easy to me, and that I think was the problem. I told myself that it was not going to take me a while to finish the project, but I think that was the problem. They would sort of take a back seat to my other classes. Fortunately, I was able to finish each project with plenty of time to spare. I know I can't get into the habit of doing that, especially if I want to be successful in college, but I think the severity of the situation will help me get stuff done on time. Other than the procrastination problem, I didn't really struggle with coming up with ideas for this class for each project. All of these projects made me really expand my horizon when it comes to making projects for school. I could never imagine having to talk to a veterinary professional in an interview style for a class project, or having to make a documentary summarizing my experience in the class. This was all new stuff to me, and it was a perfect introduction to college-style class. I will have to broaden my horizon and think outside the box in order to get a good grade. So, would I recommend this class for incoming freshmen? Heck yes. This was a perfect class for incoming students to take who aren't very confident in their ability to make projects, because this class 100% fixes that. Thank you.